Good morning, YouTube. It's Brad from Brad Reviews It. And today we're checking out the Vinchef Nonstick 11-inch aluminum skillet pan. It claims to be scratch resistant and easy to clean, but let's go ahead and find out, is it worth your money? So right on the box, we see that it's excellent non-stick effect and easy cleaning. It's a very good temperature resistance, high stability, stain resistant, and it's free of all your toxins, PFOA, Gen X, CMX, and etc. It does come with an induction bottom, an anti-scratch non-stick coating, and a silicone smart handle that looks like wood, but it's actually silicone. So let's go ahead and dive into this box and see what we get inside. So inside we do get the cast aluminum pan. It's really deep, which I do like that. It's pretty deep. And we get our skillet handle that actually looks like wood, but is silicone. It's got a textured grip to it, like, so it fits your fingers. And overall, I'll say I'm impressed so far. So let's go ahead and get this handle installed on here. I'll be using my Craftsman electric screwdriver I picked up at Lowe's a while back. All right, looks like we are good to go. All right, so I will say right off the bat, I do really like this handle. The pan is super deep. It's got a very textured feeling to the bottom of it. I do like that. And we do get this instruction manual that tells you before the first use what to do and some tips and tricks when using it. And I will be testing it out here in a little bit. I think I'm going to make some green bell peppers in here, saute them up, move them to the side, and then I'm going to scramble 3 eggs. And then I'll go through cleaning this as well after cooking the eggs and see, does it really provide scratch resistance and does it really provide the non-stick coating? So just a quick little update, something I want to point out. Right now I'm currently conditioning the pan like it said in the instructions. I've washed it with soap, I've dried it off, I've poured some oil in it, rubbed it around, and I've set it to high heat for a little bit. But one thing I want to point out right here is this is what they meant by smart handle. This is completely red in the beginning, and as it heats up, this turns white to let you know that the pan is actually hot. So I'm gonna get this thing prepped and then we're gonna get to cooking. All right, so my pan's getting nice and hot, as we can tell by the indicator right here. I've got 3 eggs scrambled with salt, pepper, and some milk. And I do have some pre-chopped Publix tri-pepper mix and diced yellow onion and some butter for whenever we switch to the egg cooking portion. So let's go ahead and do a quick little time lapse of me cooking this. Basically what I'm gonna do is saute these, real light saute so they're still crunchy, move them over to a plate, and then I'll cook the eggs. It usually takes about 8 minutes. So here's the finished product. Let's go ahead and get it out of the pan and get over to the sink and see how it looks emptied out. I can go ahead and tell you from cooking, this is going to be a super easy cleanup. The eggs didn't stick at all. So I'm over here at the sink. This is what's left over. It's just a little bit of brown residue that's going to come right out with a little bit of water. I was going to run a quick little time lapse of me cleaning, but there's really nothing to clean here. Like I said, this stuff will spray right out with the water. So one thing I will note is I did use a metal spatula. I don't own a plastic spatula, and I don't see any dings, nicks, cuts in this pan at all. It performed well. I'm gonna get it cleaned up real quick, and tonight we're gonna be making Mexican lasagna, which is salsa, chicken, corn, and taco seasoning all inside of here that has to simmer for 10 minutes. So I think that's going to be a little bit messier, but let's go ahead and get this thing cleaned up and we'll do that for dinner. We'll see you in a little bit. All right, so here's the finished product. We got salsa, we got corn, and we got chicken and some taco seasoning mixed in. And I think this is gonna be a little bit messier and harder to clean than the eggs were, but let's go ahead and get it out of the pan and get started cleaning. All right, so everything's out of the pan. As you can see, there's a little bit of residue, but nothing's really stuck on. So I think this is gonna be a super easy clean. So let's go ahead and jump to a time lapse of me cleaning this. Let's see what it takes. All right, I gotta say that was a pretty easy cleanup. I used a lot more soap than I probably should have, but everything cleaned off pretty well. And I did use a metal spatula, and I noticed no nicks or any abrasions or cuts or anything to the surface, but cleaned off really well. All right, so this has been a review of the Vinchef cast aluminum 11-inch skillet, and I'll say some of the pros I have with this is the non-stick really shined in this video. The egg slid right off of the skillet with no problem and made super easy cleanup. Secondly, I'll say that the scratch resistant coating that they put on this works amazingly. I only used metal spatulas in this video, and I only actually own metal spatulas, so I'm running my hands across it. I've kind of thoroughly inspected it, and I've noticed no damage anywhere to it. And third, I really like these beveled edges that make pouring stuff out of here super easy. And lastly, I'll say my favorite thing with this is the smart handle that turns white whenever it's, you know, getting warm. I really appreciate that. Lets you know not to touch it, especially having the little ones around. So some cons I have with this unit, and they're not major, is it didn't come with a lid. I do know that they sell ones with lids, but the depth of this pan just really screams like, send me a lid because I want to cook rice in it. So if it came with a lid, I think that would be a little bit better, but I do understand like some people just don't want to buy lids, and that's probably why it's a little bit cheaper of a pan compared to some of the other ones that come with lids. And as far as the smart handle goes, I just wish that they would market that a little better. I read the back of the box. I saw it had a smart handle, didn't really explain it to me. I read the instructions, still didn't explain it to me. I looked all over their website or all over their Amazon page, still didn't explain it to me unless I'm missing something. But then when I started cooking, I noticed that, and I really think if they could really hone in on that one feature, people would buy this pan. I haven't seen that before. I don't know if that's common or not. Y'all can let me know in the comments. I haven't bought a pan in a long time. So I will say that Vinchef did send me this pan for free, but I like it so much that I'm gonna give it a 10 out of a 10, and I want more. I've already reached out to Vinchef and told them I will review any pan that they send me because I want more. And if they don't want to send me any for free, then I will purchase them on my own because that's how much I like this pan. So I will say that it does currently retail at $32.49 on Amazon. However, last night the price was $19. So the price does fluctuate a little bit. I don't know if they were just running a cheap sell in the beginning to kind of showcase their product and then they made the price $32, or if they've just realized how much people like their product and realize that they can make a little bit more money. I'm not entirely sure. Either way, I think it's worth $19. I think it's worth $32.49. I would pay either one for this pan. And if you click on the link down below, I'll have this product linked. I do get a small commission from you buying from the channel, and it supports my channel and my family, and we're greatly appreciative for you.
So if you do buy this pan, drop me a comment down below and let me know what you think of it and what's the first thing you cooked. So don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment, and y'all stay blessed.